Good morning and welcome to the Hotel Plans webinar. My name is Emily and I'll be taking you through our digitised hotel plans on our website. First, we just do an acknowledgement of country. In the spirit of reconciliation, New South Wales State Archives acknowledges the traditional custodians of country throughout Australia and their connections to land, sea and community. We pay our respect to their elders past and present and extend that respect to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples today. Well, hotel licensing is one of those areas in which the government has long been interested. Today, we're going to take a look at the hotel plans that were submitted to licensing courts in the late 19th and early 20th century as part of the licensing system in place at the time. Because some are so very beautiful, they have been digitised and you can see them from home. But first, just a little background. Going back to 1862, the Sale of Liquor Act highlighted the need for accommodation for travellers. Every house that had a publican's licence had to contain 2 moderate sitting rooms and 2 sleeping rooms ready and fit for accommodation for the public, a convenience, by which we read toilet, and stabling for at least 4 horses. As well, the house had to have a sign showing the name of the publican and a lamp that burned between sunset and sunrise. And if you read the text there, you'll see there's quite detailed instructions about the lighting and the burning of that lamp. In 1881, a system of licensing districts and licensing courts was established to regulate the sale of liquor in New South Wales. The space allocated for traveller accommodation was increased to 4 sleeping rooms and 2 conveniences, toilets, and the room size was also specified. As well, any new premises or additions and alterations to existing premises had to be approved by the local licensing court. A properly drawn plan had to be included in the application to the court. If licensed premises did not meet minimum standards, a proprietor would not get a licence, and indeed after 1920, the Licences Reduction Board could take that licence away from the proprietor. There's some details about the kinds of things for which you could lose your licence. There was also the notion of conditional licences in the 1881 system. These were licences that were issued to people who proposed to build a hotel on the basis that their plans conformed to the standards of the day. A licence would be issued to the proprietor when the premises was built and inspected, confirming that the standards had been met. We are lucky enough to have some of the plans that were submitted as part of this application process for the alteration and for the building of new hotels in our State Archives collection. Most of the plans that we have are those that were submitted to the Metropolitan Licensing Courts in the Sydney Metropolitan District, and then we have some for the Newcastle Licensing Court also. By far, the most plans that we hold are those submitted to the Metropolitan Licensing Courts, 4,988 plans in all, and there were 303 plans submitted to the Newcastle Licensing Court. Of the 4,988 plans submitted to the Metropolitan Licensing Courts, 371 are digitised and can be viewed in Collection Search, and these are the ones that we are looking at today. Remember that because these were submitted to the Metropolitan Licensing Courts, the plans cover the County of Cumberland only, so the Sydney area. This is Sydney and suburbs, including places such as Manly, Narrabeen, Petersham, Burwood, Concord, Cronulla, Clifton Gardens, Bondi, Hurstville, and so on. The plans are largely architects' plans of proposed hotels and major or minor alterations and additions to existing hotels. So you see things like floor plans, sections and elevations, site plans, and they show details of proposed additions or alterations. Many are coloured using watercolour tints, although there are also some non-coloured pen-drawn plans and a few blueprints. So there's a few ways that you can look for the plans. Now this will be the tricky part. Here we are, you can see the website. It's records.nsw.gov.au. You'll know you're on the home page because you can see at present this picture of the Sydney Harbour Bridge. Under the picture of the Harbour Bridge is a search box, and this will get you searching in our catalogue collection search. So one thing you could do is search by the name of the hotel. And so you can see here we have a range of hits. I've got a couple of hotel plans. You can see that from the little icons at the top there. And then we've got a bunch of other things down listed underneath that. So I'm going to just filter my search to just include the hotel plans. And I'll do this by ticking on the box at the side here and clicking on Apply Filters. So now all I'm going to see are the hotel plans for the Tradesman's Arms Hotel. And I can click on the red writing here to enlarge my image, and then I can click on the image gallery. Before I do that, I can see from the description at the top where exactly that hotel is, Liverpool and Palmer Streets, Darlinghurst, proposed and present ground floor and first floor plans, and it's dated 1907. So here's a copy of the plan. It's not very easy to see at that resolution, but I can blow it up by clicking on the zoom button. And again, and now it's quite clear. So on this drawing, it's quite good because you've got everything in the one place. So I've got at the top the proposed first floor plan. And this coloured bit here is the bit they're proposing to change. Underneath that is the proposed ground plan. And you can see the areas they're proposing to change here. And underneath that, we have the present first floor plan. So what they're planning to do is to turn 2 bedrooms into 3 bedrooms and to fix up the bathroom. So if you have a look up the top there, that's that 3rd bedroom and a bigger bathroom. And then the downstairs area, this is what it looked like in 1907 beforehand. So it's an open yard with a couple of toilets and a smaller kitchen. And it looks like they're proposing to enclose that area and extend the kitchen there. Very nice. So these buttons up the top here help me to manipulate the image. I can zoom it, as you've seen, by clicking on the plus sign there. And then I can zoom out by clicking on the minus sign, making it smaller. I can rotate that image, not that that helps me any, turn it upside down. And I can also do a full screen view here. So that's helpful. It's a little bit of a better way to view it. I can also right click on the image and click to save that image elsewhere on my computer if I want to do that. And then getting back to where I was, if I just click escape, go back here. I can also share that to people on Facebook and Twitter, and I can view it outside of collection search in a different software by clicking on that button there, this button here. So once we've finished looking at that now upside down image, I'll just close it here at the right hand side, and we'll go back to the search engine here. So another thing you can do is just to browse. So this time I'm just going to put the series number in, which is 9590. I can see that that is the number from over here, and I can also see that 9590 from over here. So 9590 refers to the collection of hotel plans from the Metropolitan Licensing Courts. So if I just click on 9590, I'll see all the hotel plans that we've got in the collection, as well as a few other things. So again, I'm just going to filter my search to not include probate packets that may have that number in them or other records. So I've just applied my filters. So now all I'm going to look at is hotel plans, and I can just browse through those if I want to very nicely. Like so. I can click on any that take my fancy. So here we've got the University Hotel at Glebe. Very beautiful picture of the exterior of that. And even though it's been a while since I've been up Parramatta Road, I think it looks fairly similar to that today, but without the horses, of course. And then going back to the search engine again. Now this time I'm going to look for just plans of a particular area. So I'm going for Burwood. Looking at any plans that come up with the word Burwood in the title, and there's quite a few, and you can see that they are different ones. So we've got the hotel corner of Burwood and Old Burwood Road, Freemasons Hotel, and so on. Down here we've got the Oriental Hotel, which is the image that we picked for this webinar for today, mostly because I thought it looked pretty. And here's a very, very, very close up of the Oriental Hotel. I can then refine my search further in the catalogue by pushing Oriental Hotel. Do we have any other plans of the Oriental Hotel? Yes, we do. And then I can click on that plan there. We can have a look. So here we've got the rear. Just make it a bit smaller so you can see. We've got a side section there. And then what we've got down the bottom is a plan of the changes that are made. So basically they're doubling the size of the hotel. So we can see the existing floor plans, first floor and ground floor, and then the additional floor plans there. Seems to want to make it very big today. So this is the first floor, present existing building, and they're adding 3 bedrooms upstairs and things like the dining room and the kitchen downstairs. And back to our search screen. Okay, another way to narrow down your search might be to search for a name in that particular series. So if you knew someone ran a hotel at a particular time period, did they apply to have any changes made? Are there plans of their hotels? So this time I'm putting in a surname, Bhutan, and we've got the Hotel Narrabeen. The applicant was Madame Bhutan, and she was proposing to build this hotel in 1907, so she had to submit plans to do that. Again, very beautiful plans. You can see the exterior, the front elevation, the back of the hotel and the sides, and some sections there. And we've got that it's approved. That's what that says down in the corner there. We also have a floor plan of the hotel. And I think this one must have been quite something. When you blow it up, little, I can't get an intermediate blow up there, but you can see we've got the kitchen at the back, the servants' quarters, a dining room, and then the public areas at the front there. So there's a bar and a couple of parlours, ladies' convenience and gentlemen's, a couple of bedrooms, and then 2 wings on either side with bedrooms, with sitting rooms and verandas and things like that. So really must have been quite special. The sizes of each of the rooms, the doors, the arches, linen presses and bathrooms. Back in the days when a shared bathroom was how you went and had a hotel experience. Madame's bedroom over here, near to the bar, and also her private sitting room, I suppose. So quite something. Now, we might also be interested to know whether there were further plans of the Hotel Narrabeen, so we could just put Hotel Narrabeen in. Have a look. And we've got the 2 plans that we've already seen, but then we've also got some other plans that were submitted in 1912 And so these plans are for alteration. So yes, definitely approved, but also built. And we've got a floor plan here in 1912. The owner at this time is a C. Bacon Esquire. So she's not running that hotel anymore. But when you look at the plans, the floor plan's quite similar, and he's just applying to put a new veranda on the side there. And when you blow that up, just noticed actually, change of ownership, and the private sitting room has turned into an office, and it's not a private bedroom for anyone in particular now, it's just a bedroom. So things change. And I think they've moved the bathrooms as well. So there's one lavatory here over at the side. Okay, another hotel that we'll look at is the Hotel Cronulla. Here we've got the Cronulla Beach Hotel destroyed by fire in 1903, and almost immediately they were planning to build a new hotel on the same site. You'll notice too that every single time that we look at the plans, the architects have been noted. So again, if you're researching the architects and their work, this can be a way to reach a little bit of their work if you're interested. And the detail on here with the lace work, getting down to it, you see the lace work around the buildings there, just so beautiful. And I think we've got a floor plan. This one too, yes we do. So this early plan's more that pen and ink style rather than hand tinted or anything like that. So here they haven't really specified what each of the rooms are used for, just given the sizes of those rooms there. Now we've also got noted that the owner is Mrs. M.S. Davis in 1903, and then we do have later plans from 1911 where the applicant owner is Mrs. M.A. Davis, 1911, and the reverse side refers to Mary Ann Davis as the owner. So she's owned that and kept that going for quite some time. And we'll have a look at some of these later plans. So we've got this plan here, which is some proposed changes for a new bar, and includes a floor plan, front and side sections and elevations and things. So over on the side, it's showing the bits that they want to change. And you can see the front elevation in a little bit more detail and colour than we saw it in the original plans there. Mrs. M.A. Davis. And some of the later plans. So we'll look for 15, this one here. This is a plan of the servants' quarters. So things must have been going quite well for Mrs. Davis to have to build separate quarters for her hotel at the Cronulla Beach. Reduce that down in size a bit. So we've got the various rooms there. Just blow it up like that so we can, the men's rooms there, and so on. Uh, 62715. Yes, unfortunately that one doesn't tell us if she's still the owner or not. And then finally we've got this plan here in 1912 of a new veranda, and here we get a lovely picture of the outside of it. So it doesn't quite have that curly ironwork in the original plans, but we can see that she's planning to put a new veranda on, so it must have been very lovely indeed in its heyday. So our last hotel that we'll look at today is the Hotel Victoria. I like that they're all hotel and then the name after. I suppose it's an interesting convention from the time. So this is interesting because they were planning to re-erect the hotel. So replacing it really. We might just reduce that down because we've got quite a few hotels on Victoria streets and different Victoria hotels and things like that. So we might just reduce it down to Darlinghurst just to get rid of some of those other ones we're not talking about right now. Okay, so this first one here, the site plan showing the present hotel and the position of the new hotel in comparison. So what they wanted to do there. You see this is the new hotel in the pink and the present hotel in the black. I think the street perhaps has changed and resumed some of the land, so they've had to change the floor plan perhaps. Maybe it was an opportunity to just go and build a whole new hotel. And some of these plans, this again must have been quite something. I'll just make sure I've got the right plan numbers to show you. So here's the exterior of the proposed hotel, the corner elevations to both of the streets there, the name of the architect, lodged in 1914, signed in November 1914. So clearly they had to consider this one quite carefully. When you blow it up, there's details included about the tiles, the plate glass, the tiles, the cantilever awning and so on. So just really lovely, really lovely. Again, must have been quite something to go and stay at this hotel. The next one we'll have a look at is the back. This one lodged in November. Oh, maybe there was an error on the earlier dating, November, and signed on the 30th of November. So perhaps not as long as initially thought. And again, there's a lot of detail here about the type of roof, the cemented walls, the solid floor on the balconies, the fascias, the metal ceilings, the footpath, everything, the damp courses. Quite something. The heights of the floors, the slate roof again. And then, of course, there's the floor plans. Whoops. Oh dear. The floor plans. So we've got the basement, ground floor and first floor. Click on my red heading. Just wait for it to come through. Okay, technology. Thank you very much, technology. We'll just close that one down and we'll try for the second, third and fourth floor plans. There we go. That's a bit better. And you can see that every floor, basically, the layout is very similar. Although there's a bigger bedroom on that second floor there in the corner. That must have been the prime area of view, I suppose, very much on that corner of those two streets. And then the other two floors are very similar. And then on the top, we've got the flat roof garden over here with a rockery, a light area, lavatory up there, and a winter garden. So the views in 1914 from there must have been quite something as well. Landings and lifts and bedrooms, balconies, and so forth. So that's where we're leaving this webinar today. Do remember that we've only been digitising some of the Sydney plans from the Metropolitan Licensing Courts. We've digitised 371 of the 4,988. In our plan of what we're doing over the current year, we're not planning to digitise anymore unless requests come through for from members of the public to get things digitised, and then we'll add those to the collection. And we certainly have other records from licensing courts in New South Wales, and these are listed in Collection Search. So thank you for your time and have a good day.